guys, it's Dr. George, and I have a very special guest. And you see, I'm glowing a little bit because the sun is setting and it's showing on my face. But I have a very special book tonight, my friend Rain. So I have to tell you, my sister Samantha, her son Sean is autistic. I hope I got it right. She always fusses at me about saying autism, autistic. So I'm sorry if I don't get it right, but I'm pretty sure if she's watching, she'll correct me. So she connected me with Miss Selnita. Well, she's going to have to help me with this last name, but I'm going to have her to come out now so you guys can meet the author of this book.
Hi, everyone.
I was watching your head to see if I got the name right. Selnita.
It's Selnita Livas Bougere.
Livas Bougere. Boy, you have a beautiful name.
That's what I've been told.
Very beautiful.
It's just my name.
It's a very pretty name.
Thank
you.
I
have Virtuous. Hi, Virtuous. Hello. I miss you so much. So if you put where you're tuning in from, that'll be helpful. So here's the book. Tell me what inspired you to write this book.
I'm the mother of a child with autism. And that is how your sister and I bonded. Not only was your nephew my student, but she and I bonded as autism moms. So, and most of the moms were fierce mama bears, and we want everyone to understand why our children are somewhat different. So, some years ago, I was teaching in 2018 in Berwick, Louisiana, and my 8th grade English students told me that I knew a lot about autism, that I should write a book. And from that point on, my friend Rain was born. And it took me a little while, fear, scared, what are people going to think? Is it going to be received? So finally, I just stepped out on faith and I wrote the book, and it's done pretty well.
Love that. Hi, Tony. How are you? So as the chat comes in, we'll say hello to those guests. Hi, Melvin. He's right over there listening. So we'll start reading the book. I haven't read the book before, so if I feel any kind of emotion, I want the kids.
I have my copy too. I read along.
So if you would show the pictures and I'll read, we'll work together to make this happen. So the comments are coming in. Good evening, Eve. Good evening, ladies. Watching from home with my 3-year-old Presley. Hi, Presley. Hi. How are you? And Cam says hi. Hi. So we love for those comments to come in so we can showcase those. And let me make sure I got my comments in so I can see those on my personal page. And Miss Eskew is watching. So here we go. Here's the book. And it's geared for children ages 4 through 8. Its purpose is to explain autism to children. It will specifically explain why their classmates with autism may behave differently. It's worded in language that they will receive. Children who read the book will come away with a clearer understanding of autism. 1 in 54 children is diagnosed annually with ASD, autism spectrum disorder. Instead of them struggling to fit into the world should learn to accept them as they are. I absolutely love that. Hi, Joelle, and hi, Miss Bridges. She said good evening. So I'm going back and forth between my personal page and those. So here we go. Ring, ring, ring. The school bell rang and all the students entered the class and sat together on the mat. Miss Martin, their teacher, closed the door and said, "Good morning, class." "Good morning, Miss Martin," the class responded. "I see everyone wore their blue shirts today. Does everyone remember why we wore blue shirts today?" asked Miss Martin. "Yes," the class yelled. "It's Autism Awareness Day," shouted the class. And I love that because I purposely wore my blue and put the bubbles in blue. "That's correct," Ms. Martin answered. "Today we will learn about autism and our friends who see the world differently and learn differently than we do. To help us learn more about autism, I've asked Evan to tell us about his best friend." As Evan walks to the front of the class, Ms. Martin places her finger on her lips. The class does the same to show Evan that they are ready to listen quietly and pay attention. "Hello, class," starts Evan. "Today I want to tell you about my best friend, Rain. He's been my best friend forever. Our mommies say that we're 2 peas in a pod because we've been best friends since we were babies, but we don't like peas. He's my bestest friend because we play baseball together, ride the school bus together, and share our snacks. I love him. I love him mostly because he is different." The class leans in closely and listens as Evan continues to share. Just then, Kenny raises his hand. Kenny, do you have a question? Asks Miss Martin. Yes, ma'am, Kenny responds. Does Rain have autism? My mommy said that Rain has autism, Evan answered. That means that sometimes he does stuff different than us, but it's okay. We're still best friends. My friend Rain can't talk as good as you and me, Evan continues. He can't say a lot of words, but I usually understand what he wants. He makes sounds like ah and s when he's happy and excited. Rain does know a few words, and sometimes he says them over and over again. When Rain wants something, he will lead you to it. We just have to pay attention so he doesn't get frustrated. Sometimes Rain gets frustrated when he can't tell you what he wants or if people don't understand what he wants. He flaps his hands really fast next to his ears and rocks back and forth. Rain's says it's called stimming and it helps him to feel better. My friend Rain doesn't like loud noises. That's why sometimes at recess he wears big headphones on his ears. I used to think he was listening to music, but our teacher last year told me that the headphones help to keep things quiet for Rain. Do you have a favorite toy? Evan asked the class. Yay, they all answered while nodding their heads. Rain does too, he continued. He loves playing with blocks. He likes cars too. He likes to put cars in a line the same way every time, and he doesn't like it if you move them. I have a question, Auburn said as he raised her hand. Go ahead, Auburn, Miss Martin. How come that lady is always with Rain? Asked Auburn. That lady is Miss Beth, Rain's teacher, answered Miss Martin. She helps Rain at school because sometimes he sees things differently than we do and needs extra help in class. I'll wait till you get the page. It's so good. I can't stop. Good evening, DL. Hello, good evening.
Hi, everybody.
Rain loves to come to school. Evan continued. He likes to ride the bus with me. We always sit together on the bus. We like to play at recess. I like to slide, but Rain's favorite is the monkey bars. He likes to hang upside down. I kind of like it too. I think lunch is Rain's favorite, especially when we have chicken nuggets. They're his favorite. Rain's mommy says he likes pizza and apple juice too. We like to sit with friends we like to sit with friends at lunch, so if you want to sit with us at lunch, we would like that a lot. The class became excited at the thought of having lunch with Evan and Rain. Hello, Barry from Canada. Hello, thanks for tuning in again. When we were at school, Rain and I liked to play baseball together. I wish he could come to my baseball games, but his mommy said that it's hard for Rain to be anywhere that's too crowded. After my games, I always go to Rain's house to play baseball with him so he doesn't think I forgot about him. Rain is really good at baseball. How come Rain can't play baseball on your team? Kenny asked. My mommy said that this year Rain will play t-ball on a team with other kids with autism. Evan answered, grown-ups will help them with bat and run the bases. I hope my mommy will let me go help Rain sometimes because that's what best friends do. Miss Martin raised her hand. Miss Martin, do you have a question? Asked Evan. Miss Martin smiled and said, yes, Evan. What do you want us to know more than anything else about your best friend, Rain? Rain is really, really, really smart, answered Evan. He loves his iPad and fixes mine whenever it's stuck. He remembers everything. He never forgets where we've been with our mommies or on the school bus. Another thing that Rain likes is when our mommies take us on vacation. He likes to sleep in the hotel, jump in the bed, and swim in the pool. I like to go on vacation with Rain and his mommy. We go to the beach. We go to zoos and water parks. Water parks are Rain's favorite. Good evening, Miss Jacobs. Rain is my best friend, and he always will be. I would love to share him with you. If you play with us at recess or eat with us at lunch, Rain would like that. Just because Rain has autism doesn't mean he can't be a good friend. Autism makes my friend Rain a great friend. Hello, Gloria. That's one of Sean's aunts and my sister. As Evan returns to his seat on the mat, Miss Martin begins to clap. The class claps for Evan as well. Class, I have a surprise. Miss Martin then says, I invited Rain and his teacher, Miss Beth, to visit us. The class became excited. Wait, everybody, Miss Martin whispered. Remember, we have to be quiet. There was a knock on the class door.
I'm coming.
I'm waiting for you.
Thank you.
In walks Evan's best friend, Rain, and his teacher, Miss Beth. Evan went to Rain and led him by the hand to the mat to join the class. There he was welcome and surrounded by a whole new group of friends who now all have a best friend named Rain. So the book is dedicated to Mom. You always have my back. To my daddy. If Heaven had a phone, I will call you just to chat. To my autism mom, sisters, we are in this together. Continue to be strong. To my Berwick Junior High School 8th graders, 2018-19 school year, you guys were more excited about this book than I was. Thanks, my babies. Miss B loves you. Finally, this book is a tribute to the memory of Evan Mattis with a blessing you word to all who loved you.
It's
So,
Matisse.
on the back, to my son, Rain, you are my sunshine every day. Thank you for being my inspiration, joy, and reason for living. All that I have accomplished and will accomplish is for you. A beautiful book.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so,
Thank you.
so beautiful. I think that every educator needs this book in their classroom to read on the first day of school.
Actually, I'm working on a My Friend Rain's First Day of School book as well. I actually want this to be a part of I guess, a series. I was preparing to release My Friend Rain in the hurricane earlier this year. It got pushed back. We're going to release it during hurricane season. So it's going to explain what we endured as an autism family when evacuating and when there's no power and stuff like that. So we're going to stockpile that. It should be. I should mention, Dr. George, is that every character in My Friend Rain is a real person. Every single character. Evan was my friend Amanda's son, and he passed away, so that was our tribute to him. Kenny is like another son to me. He was my student. Miss Martin, the teacher, was Sean's teacher at HL. She's a really good friend of mine. And Miss Beth was my para in Berwick. So every single student, Auburn, all of them, those are all real people. And that was my way of paying tribute to those who had actually helped us along this way.
And Melvin's going downstairs. He asked me a question. I'm sorry. But I love how you incorporated real life people into your book.
Mhm.
Pay tribute to all of them.
Yes, ma'am.
And Miss Weber, one of the former teachers I worked with, says so cute. And yes, all teachers should read this.
Thank
And my
you.
sister said, I do. I'm a speech language pathologist. Hi,
Thank you.
Tanya, and hi, Sabrina. So you have a lot of people tuning in.
I see.
So, yes, ma'am. So tell me about the illustrator, Aria Jones.
Okay, so that was a friend of a friend, literally. It was someone I actually met in a store, and she was looking for some artwork and stuff. And she was a teenager, and she just said, "Well, I'll help you." And so she just really wanted to get started. So I love her illustrations. We're going to use her all the time. That's who I go with. She captured what I wanted immediately, so I was really excited. Yeah, I was really excited, and literally those children look just like they do in real life. So
Um,
yes. Auburn is the same with the pigtails and stuff, and her mother's an educator as well. So I mean, that is our family. Those are those closest to us, and they are really Rain's friends. Like they have always been those in Rain's corner. So I had to incorporate them in this.
I love it. So tell me, I have it scrolling. Yes, Miss Matthews, this is awesome. So at the bottom, I have it scrolling across the bottom, the name of the book. And remember, you always have to get permission granted. You just can't read people's books online. You have to get
That's right.
permission. So how can they buy this book?
The book can be found on Amazon. In either you can do it on a Kindle or in paperback. It ships pretty easily. Always order extra copies because people always want them signed from me. So I literally have to keep them on me at all times. But yeah, they can get the book on Amazon, and I'm going to attach the accompanying books to it as well. So
Okay. So I have a question. Is this your first book that you ever wrote?
very first book. I have been a writer since I was 13. My first published article, I was 13 years old. I had an eighth. That's why educators are important. My eighth grade English teacher told me I should write, and I believed her. So I started as a sports writer. So I wrote sports for years while I was in college. And then I stopped writing, and this came out of nowhere. So I've always been a writer. So now I blog a little bit. I'm preparing to also, Valentine's Day of 2023, I'm going to release a self-help book, Dating the Special Needs Single Mom. And yeah, on Valentine's Day, because we all need love. So that's what we're going to do as well.
Oh my goodness. Well,
I'm
that's going to be
busy.
nice.
Yes, ma'am.
I
Yes, ma'am.
love that. Hi, Joel. He's waiting for me to say his name.
Hello.
And Virgil said, great story. Thank you for sharing. And Gloria said, amazing. I love the self help book for a parent with a child with, I love that idea.
I tell people all the time that I've never really learned how to mother my child from professionals. I always feed off the knowledge I gain from other autism moms. They will guide you. And so we often have those conversations about, because I'm single, I'm divorced. So we always have these conversations about how are we supposed to date? So I said, you know what? We're not the only people thinking this. So it's important to bring about, just like this book brought about awareness, to bring us to the round table to discuss this.
Love that. Love that. Now that's a winner there.
Thank you.
So I always like to say, what is your favorite part of the book?
My favorite part of the book would be the last page when they all are welcoming of Rain to come to class, and that they've been excited about this, and that they also are aware of the fact that he has a sensory processing issue, so he can't stand the noise. So they're all quiet. So that welcoming spirit, and he received that in elementary school, and he receives that now. So that is always my favorite part of the book.
I would have to say my favorite one, because I think this is the biggest misconception with kids. I'm trying to find my page. With children with autism is the page about the stimming.
Yes.
Kids don't understand that, and sometimes they, not in a malicious way, mock it, but they don't understand why they're doing it. Do you? And I read in there, I never knew why they stem. You said that he does it to help him feel better.
It's a coping mechanism.
Okay.
It's a coping mechanism. Whereas we that are neurotypical people, that's the term, we're neurotypical people, we know how to go sit and calm. If we're upset or something overwhelming for us, we can go calm down. Well, they haven't grasped that yet. So sometimes it might be a good run. It might be the flapping. It may just be the ah sound. And everything in this book were characteristics that Rain exhibited at some point. Now, he doesn't stim as much anymore, but between the ages of 4 and 8, yes, he did. So these are things that we encountered, and we wanted other people to, we weren't the only person experiencing that. So we wanted them to understand that this is just part of the program. It happens.
I love that. That was my favorite part of the book, because I know Sean does it, but I never really knew. I know that he'll go away and he'll do it. Sometimes he'll do it when, but loud noises don't bother Sean.
I know.
But but everybody's different. But I love that book.
It's a spectrum. It is. It's a spectrum. So there's going to be what works for Sean and I work for Rain, and vice versa. So that's the importance of understanding that autism is a spectrum. There are high functioning people that are completely verbal but just have social cue issues, and then there are some people and it comes in levels, level 1, 2, and 3. And so my son is level 3 because he's nonverbal, but intellectually, autistic people have their own niche. They all have a thing. And my son's is technology. He will take apart an iPad and put it back together, phones and everything. Yeah, so he's really, really competent where that comes from. But then there are some kids that have memory. There are some kids like just different things. And I always tell people, this is an old movie, to go back and watch the movie Rain Man. Watch Rain Man. Rain Man introduced autism to us years before we knew what was going on, and that's what was going on with Raymond in that movie.
I love it. Rain Man is one of my favorite movies.
I love it. I do.
I love it. So I have to ask you this. Tell me your biggest takeaway. What would you want people to take away from your book?
What Evan said. Evan said that my friend Rain is a great friend. Just because he has autism, that means he can't be a great friend. So that's my biggest takeaway, that inclusion has always been my goal. And my platform is inclusion through early education. So when we tell our kids early, second grade, third grade, why their friends are different, by the time they're in junior high and high school, it's just part of the program. So that's my
I
ultimate goal.
I absolutely love that. And hi, Tyler. I must say, my biggest takeaway from this book is I don't think we need to they don't have to adjust to them, to us.
Mhm.
We need to adjust to them because they have superpowers. And I'll tell you
Mhm.
this,
Yes.
the ability to hear, remember is so heightened. It's
Yes.
like they have a superpower, and I think we need to get used to seeing people that are different,
Mhm.
including them, and learning from them, because maybe they can't teach it like the two of I can have a two-way conversation, but they can teach us things if we just take the time and learn. You did a beautiful job
Thank
talking
you.
about
Thank you.
autism in this book.
Thank you.
Really, really good. And I think it needs to be on the shelf in every school, and it needs to be in every special education classroom that the teacher go and read to kids who are gen
Mhm.
ed or
Mhm.
parents who may have their child on the spectrum that isn't really accepting of it. Great job with this book.
Thank you so much.
So I always like to leave them with a word. Do you have a word you like to leave them with?
Yes, ma'am. God always has a purpose. I had no idea what my purpose was. So I had all of a sudden I have this child with autism, and immediately I knew that autism advocacy was what God meant for me. So trust your purpose. And that's my word for everybody. Your purpose is there. Trust your purpose. Live by your purpose. We may not even want to own up to our purpose, but we all have a purpose. Trust your purpose. And it doesn't have to come by the time you're 20 years old or 30 years old. I'm 46. So trust your purpose. It's coming.
No, that was amen. That was meant for me.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I always say my children's books are like Bibles. Every week, it
Hmm.
speaks to me at some degree. And
Yes, ma'am.
Gloria says she agrees with what you're saying. So
Yes.
beautiful. My I guess the words that I like to leave you guys with is that everybody has a piece of rain in them, something that makes you special, something that makes you unique. It may not be autism, but everyone has something special. The key is to share it and understand that we're all different. Is he around? Is Rain around?
He has finally gone to sleep, ma'am. He was wound up, but he's about 7 o'clock. He said, "Good night, mommy," because the words are starting to come out now. I said, "Okay, son."
Oh, well, I'm
That's
glad
something
he's
else.
starting to talk.
That's something else about autistic children, that they're very ritualistic. He is structured. He goes to bed every night at 7:30. So 7:25, he was gone. So
I love that.
mhm.
Well, boys and girls, like I tell you every Tuesday, if nobody else tells you, Dr. George loves you. Thank you again,
Amen.
Miss
Thank you.
Anita. Beautiful book. Keep writing. You truly have a gift.
Thank you.
Thank you.